Hey everyone, welcome back. I just saw Wheel of Time episode 2. So let's talk about it, the strengths and the weaknesses. So let's start with good things, the things that I have enjoyed. Well, I enjoyed the portrayal of Shadar Logoth in the show. I think that in the books it was under a shadow of trying to replicate the Fellowship of the Ring, because the framework of the first Wheel of Time book is very similar to Fellowship of the Ring. And after book one, it really goes on in its own direction, but book one still follows the structure and some of the motifs of Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, quite rigidly. And to the point of where you can, really see the blueprint there. Like, we have our heroes in both books running away, being pursued, and entering a dark, abandoned, dangerous place to take shelter in, only to discover that the place they're taking shelter in is as dangerous as the pursuit. And reading this, back in the day, I clearly had in my mind's eye a vision of something akin to the Mines of Moria, because that was used as an inspiration. And here in the show, I really appreciated how distinct they made Shadar Logoth. It is a place, a cursed place, a distinct place, but a place with its own scale, and the scale of it and presentation really helped to make itself distinct from the original inspiration, at least in my mind's eye. So that was good. I enjoyed some of the foreshadowing with wolves, with Perrin. It was not too explicit if you are not a book reader. So I can only imagine that if you're not familiar with the book, this might just strike you as peculiar or pique your interest, but it's not necessarily anything being said or done. Now, I also really enjoyed music in this episode, particularly the guitar-driven track they used, because it has this Western tinge, this road trip quality to it that I really enjoyed. Again, not something that I would have done for, a walk in the woods, to simplify it, as they're doing. But I think soundtrack and composers work here doing a lot of heavy lifting. Now, to the things that I wasn't that all too keen about. We are introduced to White Cloaks in this episode, and White Cloaks are an important figure as a faction in the Wheel of Time universe, and they're a group of fanatics, of zealots, who are kind of absolutist about their views. In a nutshell, they view anyone who wields magic, who channels, as an affront to the light, to the creator, and whether you are a servant of the dark, over the Dark One, or an Aes Sedai, you are to be disposed of. And this is what we see in this episode. An episode starts with one of the White Cloaks, a questionnaire, a kind of an inquisitor figure, burning a captured Aes Sedai sister on a bonfire, while previously cutting off her fingers, cutting off her hands. And that is because, of course, in order to wield magic, to weave it, you need your hands, because the gestures you're making are, making the magic happen. And I have no problem with the brutality at display here, with all the cutting up people and stuff. But this Inquisitor person was very over the top, very cackling mad villain, and I'm not sure whether they're gonna walk the line of cartoon villainy with them in the show, because they certainly can be cartoony in the books, but not all of them. But so maybe there's a distinct difference between questionnaires, who are these, inquisitor types, and commanders, who are military brute tactics types. Because I think evil, and I mean evil in humanity, can easily be kind of circumvented if you're portrayed as a Skeletor, as a cackling villain, mustache twirling villain, and kind of, lessens the impact of their villainy. So we'll see. Another thing that I was still iffy about was Perrin. As I presumed, and it's only natural, Perrin still has trauma after killing his wife on accident and all of that business. I mean, after all, his wife died mere days away, if that. Mere hours. And I'm afraid that it's gonna put his character development on a different kind of path. And I'm not too sure if it will be a good replacement or improvement over the book Perrin. I mean, certainly book Perrin needs some improvement in terms of some of the subplots related to him, specifically about Fail and the kidnapping, if you're familiar with that. But otherwise, we'll see. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, overall, I'm still enjoying it. All of the performances are still on point, save for the questionnaire. He was really like a Saturday morning cartoon villain, short of it, but quite close to it. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the next episode. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.